Michael Jackson's family is suing America's HBO network over a program which is set to go to air this weekend. But the legal action hasn't stopped the cable channel from going ahead with its plans to broadcast the show called Leaving Neverland. So the Jackson family has launched its biggest public pushback yet. In just a moment, Michael Jackson's nephew, Taj, will join us live from LA. But first, that battle being played out on American network TV between the Jacksons and Michael's accusers.
I know my brother. He's my little brother. I know my brother. He's not like that.
A united Jackson family speaking out as one, making sure their side of the story is heard ahead of the controversial documentary Leaving Neverland, airing this weekend. The 4-hour program centres on James Safechuck and Wade Robson, joining forces to allege they were abused by Jackson as children. Michael's brothers Tito, Marlon and Jackie, along with his nephew Taj, say this wouldn't be happening if he was still alive.
Why do you think they're coming forward now?
Money.
You think it's all about money?
Well, it's all about money.
It's always been about money.
Both men deny their motive is cash.
I had no expectations of ever telling anyone. So, you know, if he was still alive, yeah, I don't know, maybe I would have taken it to my grave.
Robson is well known to the Jackson family and has defended Michael in the past, but not anymore.
I believe there are many other boys that Michael abused. I find it hard to believe that he had boys around for any other reason than to sexually abuse them.
And Michael Jackson's oldest nephew, Taj Jackson, joins us live from LA. Taj, good to see you again. Since we last spoke, more people have come forward to make allegations about your uncle Michael. We know that you think, and the family think, we heard it just there, that money is their motivation. But why now, Taj? They've had a lot of time to come forward for money in the past. Why are they doing it now?
Well, I think now it's very relevant because the fact is that there is no libel or slander law to protect the dead. So my uncle has no countersuit. He's not here to defend himself. So if the timing matches, it's because they can print or say anything they want about Michael Jackson and there's no legal recourse.
Okay, because it has been a long time, hasn't it? We just saw some of that joint interview that you did with your dad and your uncles. After that interview, Michael's accusers, Wade Robson and James Safechuck, also sat down with Gayle King. Did you watch?
Mm-hmm. I saw, I saw what they said.
And
yes.
what did you make of that? And how difficult was it for you to watch that?
It made me really angry, I'll be honest with you. I had to stop and kind of collect myself and then watch it again, knowing Wade and seeing him flat out lie on TV and seeing what he's doing to this family. So, yeah, it bothered me a lot.
Taj, you grew up with Wade. We know that you know him well. Have you had the opportunity to reach out? Have you tried to contact him and say, what are you doing?
No, I have not. I've actually bumped into a couple of his family members throughout the years as well. My last time, I mentioned it last time that I saw Chantel, and and she kept her head down when she saw me. I think it's important to mention that Wade did not mention that he had been dating my cousin Brandy for over those 7 years that he's claiming abuse. And that's something that you won't hear in the documentary, which is something, it doesn't fit the narrative of what they're saying.
Sorry, so how is that relevant, Taj?
Well, how is it relevant? Because Wade actually asked my uncle to set him up with Brandy, and I'm sure if you've watched the movie, he claims that Michael and him were in love. And so if Michael and him were in love and Michael wanted him for himself, Michael would not have set up his young niece with his abuser.
What's the effect been on the Jackson family, Taj? I mean, you've had to do interview after interview. You're doing this one now. You've had to hear your uncle's legacy tarnished and his standing downgraded. What effect has this had on the Jackson family?
It's tiring. It's really tiring. There's this, Wade's 2016 deposition, part of his deposition, the estate found written notes that Wade wrote and that he'd never denied under oath, talking about my story of abuse and its effects will make me relatable / relevant. This is all about being relevant in his eyes. And it's frustrating to see people take him for face value without doing any kind of research, any kind of background check. And it's hurtful. You know, it's not surprising, but it's hurtful.
Well, you've been very vocal on Twitter. You've started a GoFundMe account to help finance a documentary series. This is obviously in order to refute the ongoing alleged sexual allegations.
Yeah.
When can we expect that project to be released?
I've been focusing mainly on trying to get on networks and trying to speak the truth. And that's kind of after the fact. Right now, it's about the documentary, and it's about getting this documentary, letting as many people know what this entails and the two people behind this.
Okay,
you know,
so
it's not a coincidence. Yeah.
Yeah, so the two people, so Wade and James, are also saying this process is unbelievably hard. What do you make of that?
It's unbelievably hard. They've also mentioned other boys, but what they didn't mention is that everyone else that has been around my uncle, people that they have kind of implied, have been very vocal about just the opposite.
Taj, we appreciate your time. We know it's been a very difficult time for you,
Thank you guys.
and the
Thank you.
family,
Yeah.
but we appreciate, as always, you airing your side of
Thank
the
you for
story.
giving me this time.
Thanks for being with us.